There are many strange and unique spells in D&D. You can summon magical huts, freeze enemies with your bare hands, or even beat your enemies to death with kitchen utensils. But sometimes there's one which just stands out as a bit bizarre. I present to you the Ceremony spell. The spell is in Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and is an interesting one. The spell is a first level ritual spell, and it takes an hour to cast, and has a range of touch, and it only costs 25 gold pieces worth of powdered silver. You perform a special religious ceremony that is infused with magic. When you cast the spell, choose one of the following rites, the target of which must be within 10 feet of you throughout the casting. So there are many options that you can do with this. Like, most of them, they're quite good and I've got no problem with. But the one I do take issue with is the final one. Wedding. You touch adult humanoids willing to be bonded together in marriage. For the next 7 days, each target gains a +2 bonus to AC while they are within 30 feet of each other. A creature can benefit from this rite, again, only if widowed. So it has a few useful options, but the wedding ceremony strikes me as the most standout. It grants a +2 bonus to AC for 7 days after the marriage, and quite frankly is a really good buff for characters. Just for context, marrying someone in D&D is the same as carrying a shield in combat. And frankly, I like spells to make sense, and this doesn't. I mean, how many married couples do you know? Were they more proficient in combat after they got married? Generally, I like spells in D&D to make sense. Like, thematically. Like, the shield spell summons a magical barrier to protect you. And this is how I imagine the wedding ceremony spells looks like in actual combat.
You pests dare to enter my lair. I will slice you into 1,000 pieces. La!
Ding!
La!
Ding! Are you okay, darling? Oh yes, honey bunny, 'tis but a light scratch upon my shield, which is made stronger due to your love.
I'll kill you too.
Whoop! Ding, 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 ding.
La! How are you stopping my attacks?
We're married! The first time I heard about the spell was when my players specifically asked me for permission to use the ceremony spell. And nothing makes you more paranoid as a DM as when your players specifically ask you to use certain spells and abilities. A couple of my players in particular are quite creative and like building characters with abilities which stack together for really OP results. So what were they planning? What could they use this for? This is what I imagined. Ha 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 ha! And now to destroy you with my magic! Ding ding ding! Well, how about this? Get them, Clonax!
Brrr! Clonax smash!
What did you do? We got married! So yeah, I do think the wedding part of the ceremony spell can be a little bit overpowered depending on how your players want to use it, especially if they want to take advantage of it, because it's a 7-day long buff and +2 to your AC is quite powerful in combat, so your players might use it to take on the final boss or something. But at the same time, I think it's a good spell if you do have players that want to roleplay the romance element of D&D and really take that seriously. And it's a good way to reward your players. But unfortunately, my players are more likely to take advantage of the combat mechanics and get married and then... And I've just had a thought as well while I'm recording this. It's like, what's the wording for the spell? Like, it only lasts until, like, they've been widowed? Yeah, so... A creature can benefit from this rite again only if widowed. So how does that work with resurrections and bringing people back from the dead? Because it doesn't say you have to be a widow. It says you have to be widowed. So if you got married to another member of your party and then they died and then got brought back, technically you were widowed. So could you keep getting married and keep getting the +2 bonus to your AC for 7 days? How does that work? I honestly don't know. Anyway, comment below with your thoughts. Do you think it's a good spell? Do you think it's a little bit OP? Do you have players that take advantage of every single ability and spell that they can get their hands on? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, stay classy.